Hello again, my friends. It's been a minute since we were last on the grass together. I went and had a busy weekend in Chicago with WGN Spotlight Chicago interview and performance.
The Bears. When I was young, we had Tecmo Bowl. And the Bears would dominate. This guy knows what I'm talking about. But then the 90s came, and we weren't so great.
Then the next day we had the big event. Meet Dave Swerski live at the Promontory.
But you didn't lay down and die. The Bears got by, and they survived. Oh, it's like Ditka came down from above and helped them to revive. I know that he's still alive. I'm talking about his aura, protecting the team. I still hope to get, still got enough belief to give because they survived. The Bears survived. The Bears win.
Then I witnessed firsthand our overtime loss to the Vikings. Then we had the Thanksgiving Day comeback that almost was completed before being botched again by bad coaching. And lastly, we had a head coaching firing for the first time in the history of the greatest franchise in all sports, the Bears. As Matt Eberflus was sent packing after failing to call a timeout as time ticked down at the end of the game in Detroit.
You never called timeout at the end of the game. What gives? There was no eagerness, just make a T with your fingertips.
Whew! That's a lot of action in just 2 weeks, my friends. So before we dive in today, please do make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, that you've liked this here video, and please do drop a comment below to let me know you're with me in the super fandom. Let's go! Now, I want to start off by thanking all of my friends out there, you know who you are, who have helped support my work here by buying hoodies and t-shirts with the logo that I designed. So far, they've been a hit, and they make a great gift for the super fan in your life. So head to the link in bio to get yours, or to order some for your own circle of super fans. Still plenty of time to get them delivered before Christmas. Do it. Also, I've noticed a significant uptake in the cameos, and so I really wanted to thank all of you out there who have hired this old superfan to send along a personalized message to your loved ones for their special occasions. I did add another category in there recently to perform an acoustic version of your favorite parody song I've already written, just in case it's something you'd like for me to do for yourself or for your loved ones. And lastly, before we get into the depressing state of things for the Bears lately, I just want to thank everyone who made it out to my first live performance on stage a few weekends ago. It was an amazing night, full of laughs and the Bears call-outs, and I had a blast performing for you all. I've got a feeling there will be more opportunities to do that again in the near future, so stay tuned. And if you weren't able to check it out live, but you are still interested in the show, I've thrown the link to that video of that performance in the description here too. So just check it out on your own time sometime. Okay, enough of this housekeeping. Let's get into it, because there's a lot to get into. So, currently, our Bears have lost 6 straight games after starting out the season at 4-2. We sit at the bottom of the NFC North currently at 4-8, and due to the heartbreaking nature of the way we've lost 4 of those 6 lately, the brass at Hallis Hall finally gave the Flus the boot. R.I.P. to the glow-up, which gave us false hope. R.I.P. to the hits principle. And R.I.P. to talking about all the good stuff the team did, even though they couldn't figure out a way to win close games under his guidance. It's worth mentioning now, as we begin to move on from Flus, a few of his numbers as head coach of our beloved team. Overall record as head coach of the Bears, 14-32. Which included losing streaks of 14 games at one point and 6 at another. He was 5-19 in one-score games, the worst of any head coach in NFL history in such situations, with at least 20 of them on their resume. He only ever won 2 NFC North divisional games. Both came last year against the Vikings first and then the Lions later. And while I don't love to celebrate anyone's firing, it's this business. He wasn't good enough. Period. And then I saw the house and the money he's still gonna get paid, and I felt even less bad about being excited for this change. Bears. I won't lie to you, I leaned in hard.
Your glow-ups had fans going out of our minds. Whoever your new groomer is
fine, but you'll bring us down. If you shave off that beard, ooh, it's true. I'll tell you once more, our chances this year will soar if you keep that beard. I tried to celebrate the glow up and give you all an extra strong dose of the hopium about how maybe he was a new man. I even sang about it with my Uncle Carl.
All right, let's take it down, boys. Let's leave him crying. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Eberflus, Eberflus. Every morning you hit the mirror with care, groom your hair, so it looks like Costa.
But deep down, I've always wondered if he's just more cut out to be a defensive coordinator and not a head coach. So now, there's a new sheriff in town. And the stuff coming out of the building since his promotion first to OC and now to interim head coach, it's me kinda jacked up on the opium again, I'm not gonna lie, my friends. You got Sean McVay, a coach that's hard not to admire from afar, speaking high praise on the guy that he had as his assistant head coach in LA while the Rams won first the divisional title and then the Super Bowl. Since he took over for Waldron, let me hit you with some stat lines for the team. DJ Moore, 22 receptions for 265 yards and 3 touchdowns. Keenan Allen, 18 receptions for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Caleb Williams, 872 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 turnovers, and a 99.2 QBR. So yeah, things are looking up. As I wanted them to? No, that's true. But I'm trying to see the Lake Forest through the trees, my friends. And while I truly thought we could get to the playoffs in Caleb's first year, I knew deep down that was a long shot. Statistically, it doesn't happen for rookie QBs taking this high usually. I did believe his situation was one that we should have been able to believe in it being possible, but now the focus shifts. We get to see them go play with nothing to lose but pride. And with the coach who has a very different presence and demeanor than who was there before. Just go and watch about 10 seconds of a Thomas Brown presser versus a Flus one, and you'll see it. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Press conferences and personality don't lead to wins, I know, but it's different, and it feels exciting to see it when you see it. We get to see them build towards the future now, and I do believe as much as I ever have that will be bright, my friends. I know the history. I know the dysfunction of the family of owners and how it's been botched my whole life. I am aware. But just look at the Lions. Before their recent resurgence, they could never get it right. They didn't win a single game in 2008. They had a 3-win season just back in 2021. Not that long ago to see where they have ascended to now. They built the thing up, got the right coach in there for the team, and here we are. They are favored by a lot of people to at least make it to the Super Bowl, if not win it. I refuse to believe, no matter how mad that family makes me at times with the botched decisions in my lifetime, that we are actually cursed or that this cannot be turned around eventually. And now, with this first in franchise history decision to fire a head coach that everyone on the outside and inside, regardless of if they liked Flus or not, could see was just not gonna work out. And now, Brown gets a 5-week audition to see what keeping some sort of status quo with new energy and focus looks like for this team. And as mentioned before, so far, the results are pretty good and looking pretty promising. And at the end of this, we will have the opportunity to get him long-term if he's great, or back to the Lions connection, maybe a young proven offensive guru like Ben Johnson comes in. I'm not gonna pretend to have any inside track on how this will go. The Bears have surprised me many times before in my life, so we'll see. But knowing Poles stays as GM means there's some continuity with his long-term vision of a team-building process that he started here, meeting up with the new coaching hire. Poles made this roster a lot stronger since the teardown of 2022, but the results haven't been there, and clearly there are holes on both sides of the line that he must address in the upcoming draft and free agency. But knowing the guy who was building it for Caleb gets to stay and see it true for now makes me more excited about the coaching change. And at the end of the day, it sure will give us something to talk about as the year goes on, and then it will heat up even more in the offseason. So we got that to look forward to, right? The coaching search. It'll be a tough test this upcoming weekend traveling to San Fran to face the Niners there Sunday afternoon. But the Niners are very beat up and missing huge pieces. Their scheme still wins games and they've shown they can plug and play people, but they are vulnerable to a team who might be very eager to prove that they can turn this thing around and start winning some tough games instead of finding ways to lose them in the end. I'm pumped up, how about you? So be sure to check out my game preview Friday and we'll dive a little deeper and predict the outcome. I'm rooting for you, Coach Brown. Bears. Heck of a beard you got on you too, sir. The beard returns to the coaching position in a different form. Let's go. All right, now that we're back on the grass together, let's pick these games coming up this weekend for week 14, shall we? All right, I'm taking the Lions at home against the Packers. Steelers over the Browns. Saints beat up the Giants because the Giants are very happy losing for the rest of the year. All part of the plan. Dolphins beat the Green Bay Jets. Titans top the Jaguars. Vikings beat the Falcons. And I also predict Kirk Cousins stops at a Kohl's while he's in town to resupply his wardrobe. The Kohl's King. Eagles destroy the Panthers. Bucks over the Raiders. Cardinals will beat the Seahawks. The Bears. This one I'm struggling with. For some reason, I feel like maybe the Rams will surprise them and win, since the Bills already got the division, so let's go Rams here. Chiefs keep winning somehow, some way versus the Chargers at home. And last but not least, I think the Bengals finally get a win after scoring a bazillion points like they do against Dallas. All right, my friends, that's gonna do it for me for today's episode of On the Grass. Thanks for watching, and if you made it this far, let me know you survived with a comment of, I survived the Bears. As always, be kind to each other and be kind to yourself too. And go Bears! See you next week where we will discuss how things shake out for our new head coach in San Fran. Bye for now. Bears, stop Bears, stop Bears, stop Bears, stop Bears, stop Bears, stop Bears.